10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers right now.
We need you to think that you're going to be playing for games. So they want
I'm a little bit worried about tomorrow's game. I saw a stat on online.
Sergio
was a big bit of a waste of time in the road.
He's going to play at the 9. That is the second. We only have two men 9 to
I know people have gone on about if we lose the cup, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Productions.
Sorry guys, I'll do the next one. Yo. Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic evening. Now that Chelsea managed to grab a win against the Crystal Palace at the ground Selhurst Park. Not a great performance, but a fantastic result. And a great goal by Hakim Ziyech. His second goal of the match. First one disallowed. Lukaku offside again. But it was a good goal from Hakim Ziyech. A good ball in by Marcos Alonso. And Chelsea grab a win in the last minute. Something that we don't normally do. We normally try to dominate games and try to win games strongly and quickly, but a 1-0 victory at Selhurst Park is not one that I'm going to be upset about. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to take it, especially with the performance that was put in by a couple of the players. A couple of the players put in a fantastic performance. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about the bad performance by a few of the players, but I think we need to focus on the positives. Hakim Ziyech put in a great display. Our attack with Hakim Ziyech in it is definitely something for other teams to be worried about, especially in a 4 at the back system, which is what we played today. We played 4 at the back with actually 4 centre backs. So we had Christensen on the right, we had Marina Granovkaia on the left, and Thiago Silva and Rudiger in the centre. So it was a 4 at the back with literally 4 centre backs, 2 makeshift full-backs, and they did well. I think Marina Granovkaia did okay, and I think Christensen did okay as well. I've not seen Christensen in that role before, but I think he did all right. The rest of the players, we'll talk about their performances in due course, but I think Rudiger, Silva and Ziyech were the outstanding performers of the match today. I think Lukaku was problematic in more ways than one, and I know we'll be discussing this in due course, and I know Lukaku is dividing opinion at the moment, but let's have it right. He wasn't doing it. He wasn't doing it at all today. We saw chances created, and we saw Kante on the end of them, Havertz on the end of them, Ziyech on the end of them, Pulisic on the end of them. We didn't get them converted, but we saw chances created for all those guys, and Lukaku was struggling to connect with our players, with our attackers. He had a couple of good attempts, but both were offside. The first one was a layoff to him by Ziyech, which he hit the ball on target, but he was offside. And then the second one was when he actually shot, the goalkeeper parried it, and it went to Ziyech, and Ziyech tucked it in. But again, that was offside. So, problematic performance, but I think when we look at the context of the performance and the game, us traveling abroad, different climate, different weather conditions, coming back and playing in the cold climate and the windy climate that we have right now in the south of England, I think we can be positive and be happy with the result. Anyway, before we get into this discussion and talk a little bit more about this, let me acknowledge you guys in the chat. Big up to MCIG, and he's saying Spurs. Listen. If they win today, and Conte could get this title race open again. I guess Liverpool would be very happy to see Spurs win. I wouldn't be sad to see Man City not win today. So let's see how it pans out. 15 more minutes until full time. Let's see. Big up to you, MCIG. Big up to you, Donald. Always managing. All right. Always managing. All right. Big up to you. Guys, if you... I had a slight hospital... I was in hospital for a good chunk yesterday, and doing some work, and I'm still not 100%. I'm on painkillers, so if I slur my words, if I'm a little bit away from the debate, I do apologize. But I'm going to try to do my best to keep it real. Bobby Smoke Signals, big up to you, my man. George, welcome to the stream. Leonard, big up to you. Eric Dugan, big up to you. Let me say hi to my panelists. We'll start with Bobby. Bobby, how are you? How you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. Very good. Important win today.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of complaints out there, which I find very amusing. I think we've got to be content. We've got to be happy with where we are. We know who we are. We know why we've played like this. So it's all good. Yeah,
no, definitely. It's not been an easy couple of months, but we've had a good run. We're in the final of the League Cup. During this period, we've won the World Club Cup. During this period, we've dropped a couple of positions in the league as well. So it's not been all brilliant, but I'm content so far. I'm content. I've got Chris and Eric Blue both rocking the Chelsea badge, so big up to Eric and big up to Chris. I'll start with Chris. Chris, how are you? How you doing?
I'm not bad, mate. Pleasure to be back on the Blue Lounge. I hope you're feeling better, mate. It's good to be back. Performance, but we'll get into that later on. It's not the end of the world, but it's a concern. But yeah, hope you're feeling better, mate. Hope you're feeling better.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. I'm feeling okay. And we will get into the performance. We will get into the performance definitely, but we'll do that after we hear what Tuchel and what we had to say after the game, and then get his perspective, and then we'll dive in and talk about it. Eric Blue, how are you? Not seen you for a while. Hope you're good.
Yeah, good to be back after a while. Hopefully, I'll be more regular. It's been I should have been more more than I was. I was hoping that I would, but hopefully I'll start coming. I've missed a lot of I've missed you guys a lot, so
yeah, we've missed you. Yeah.
And
Go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I'm really happy right now because obviously Man City are losing, but I guess not so much because Spurs are winning, but yeah, I guess we'll allow it. Yeah.
George, definitely. I will deliver to Cyprus. But you have to win it, though. You have to win it. And this is one of the hats I'm giving away. So, the thing is, the hats I give away are the hats that are available in the Megastore. So they keep changing their range. So this has just come in, I think, this week. And I saw it and I liked it. And I thought, I got to get one. I like black. And, I think the badge looks really, really nice. And, so... George, if you win, I'll send one to Cyprus. No worries there. And one more thing. Guys, when I do giveaways, depending on where you are in the world, there might be some charges that you'll have to pay, and it's not from me; it's from the country that you're in. I sent a Chelsea shirt to someone in South Africa, and they had to pay something in the region of £27 in tax to receive the shirt. Now the shirt cost around £100 with all the the personalization and whatnot. So I shipped it to him. It cost me £100 to ship, but then he had to pay £27 to receive it. So depending on your country, you may have to pay a certain fee. So I'm just saying it, the giveaways that we did last time, a couple of guys declined to receive their gifts because they'd have to pay money to receive them, and for that I do apologize.
That's mad.
But it's tax. It's tax. So it's customs tax because it's classified as a tradable product because it's brand new or whatever. So yeah. So I'm just telling people. In the UK, you won't have to pay nothing. But outside of the UK, you might have to pay something. So, George, I'm not sure if you'll have to pay something to receive it in Cyprus. So I'm just saying. Big up to Mike Frank. Big up to PJ. Big up to everyone. Big up to Boogeyman. Boogeyman, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Hey guys, thank you for having me. Bobby.
Are you back?
Are you
Chris? Are you back in Germany?
I'm in Germany.
Big up. When are you flying back?
Listen, there's a storm in Europe. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
So nobody knows when it was supposed to be. I'm supposed to fly back in tomorrow, but no one is. I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. No joke. Yeah, if my neighbor is actually a subscriber and is watching this, he can vouch. But yesterday I had a knock on my door. My neighbor was at the door. He's like, "Listen, you got to move your car." I'm like, "Why?" It's like that tree's about to fall and hit. And I went outside, and literally the tree was like that. my car was there, like, move it.
Yeah.
Literally, I had to get on my car and move it. The tree is still bent like that. It didn't fall over. But
a lot of tree falling off the railroad and all those things in here. So it's complicated, man. Like, if they cannot drive on the ground, I don't want to take a flight, right? I don't know if a pilot can fly anything at that time.
I've been watching some of the footage. Planes are all over the place as they come into land, so it's a little bit tricky. I hate flying, especially in this weather. All right, we're gonna watch these videos, and then after we watch these videos, we'll start to discuss them. We're gonna watch the post-match interview. And then we'll watch the post-match press conference. So we'll do the interview first. Just loading it up. 1 second. Here we go. Ads, man. Go.
Congratulations, Thomas, congratulations, a hard-fought win. What did you make of the performance today?
Was okay. Was okay defensively and in terms of discipline. Yeah, we lack a bit rhythm and we lack a bit fluidity in our match, in our game, and we struggle a bit to create a lot of chances and dangerous attacks. Struggle a bit in the rhythm. Have the feeling offensively. It's nothing new, and there are a lot of reasons why it's like this. We come from different competitions. We haven't played a league game in 4 weeks, which is everything a bit strange. And you win a big title, and there was a lot of pressure on us, and the boys put a lot of pressure on them. And there's almost no space to relieve it, and you can feel it. It's not easy for us to be out there and to find solutions. We struggle a bit in finding, and we try hard, and it looks a bit like this. So, but at least we're trying and we're not giving in, and we're fighting for that one decisive goal. We're fighting for that one decisive chance, and I'm happy that we made it with a bit of luck.
Sorry guys, just let me know. Is there any lag in the stream, or is it smooth? Smooth. All right, cool.
Very late, but not undeserved, I would say.
How much did you have to change the game plan with the players that you lost yesterday?
Well, suddenly we had no wing backs anymore, so there was it was then clear we maybe go for a back four, because we wanted to defend in a back four against their three strikers and not get pinned with three strikers against the back five. Suddenly was Aspi out, and then was even Callum out, so we ran out a little bit of right wing backs. But that's not, it was, maybe it would have made things a bit easier and build up and in control of the game to play in a...
Hold on, let me see if I can...
it is lagging now.
Yeah, one second, let me see if I can... Connection is good. All right, let's try now.
A back five, but you can also play in a back four, like we did, and control the game a bit better. It was not like I had not the feeling also in halftime that it's a tactical problem. We lacked a bit percentage in duels and needed to step up in it, and played a little bit more like a cup game, which we did then, and keep to tell the players to keep the belief and go for this one chance and keep the clean sheet and defend with passion and structure. So that's what it sometimes needs if you arrive in a weather like this in Crystal Palace.
You made the triple change and the subs made an immediate impact, didn't they?
Yeah, Kovačić just with the first contact, a pass up front, and it was straight the goal, which was then disallowed. Kova was very, very strong. Marcos had a huge impact with the assist, and for Ruben, he trained so good that he deserved to be on the pitch.
We saw you talking to Ruben at full time. What were you saying to him?
A quick feedback to what he did in some situations on the pitch.
I'll leave it there then. Hakim Ziyech, another crucial goal from him. How well is he playing for you at the moment?
The screen is frozen.
Yeah, it stopped.
Yep.
It stopped.
Mo is not even in it. Mo's out.
Oh, Mo's out. Okay.
In a moment, good.
And finally, go again on Tuesday. Do you expect to get any players back?
Yeah, now the audio was messed up as well.
We will push for Aspi, of course, and we will push for Mason, but Mason will be a bit very, very early. I don't think we will make it, but we will try. And then let's see.
Andreas, that felt like a hard fought trip. How was it for you?
No, I think I'm ready to take risks. It was very difficult to play the pretty football we wanna play. The wind, the pitch wasn't the best. The wind was terrible. We had to just fight it back home, and I think that's what we did.
It's the flow of it as well, isn't it?
No, I think every team tries not to look too far ahead. So I think we've been quite good at keeping it to game, but it is hard with a lot of travelling. We go from the heat.
Okay, so Mo will be back in 5 minutes.
Hey, Chris, were you on Stamford Bridge today? Was you showing a picture? No, Stamford Bridge, but Crystal Palace.
No, that was my mate. That was my mate that went there, Boogie mate. Yeah, the view was terrible. Well, honestly, the view was horrendous. Honestly.
I was like, why do you pay for that to watch half of the field?
Half the pitch is covered. You can't even see the rest. Yeah, it's bad.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
When did you lose the connection?
Christensen.
As he started talking.
Well, the last minute of Tuchel, and then
Last minute of Tuchel. I do apologize. I had to sort out the connection. I think it's better now, right?
Yeah, should be.
All right. Let me get back. So we'll.
That he can help us is so decisive in a moment. Good.
And finally, you go again on Tuesday. Do you expect to get any players back for the Lille game?
We will push for Aspi, of course, and we will push for Mason, but Mason will be a bit very early. I don't think we will make it, but we will try.
Nope, it's not better.
Andreas, that felt like a hard-fought victory today. How was it for you?
No, exactly that. I think we are very pleased.
It's not better. This is, I don't know. Might be the weather.
Very difficult to play.
Yeah, it might be the weather.
That's fine.
But the
it's
wind,
getting better.
The pitch was not the best, and yeah, the wind was terrible. So we had to fight it back home, and I think that's what we did. No one gave up, and I think that's the main thing that we take away from this. You know, we were patient and didn't give up and worked until the end. We know that's not our level, but again, sometimes that happens, and it was a hard way to get back into Premier League games. It's been a while, but yeah, I think everyone inside is just very pleased with the 3 points.
It's a really good point because that was the first league game in a month. Is it? I mean, how much do you have to change the pace of the game? And I guess it's the flow of it as well, isn't it?
No, I mean, I think every team tries not to look too far ahead. So I think we've been quite good at keeping it to game. But it is hard with a lot of travelling. You know, we go from the heat to the cold and all this stuff. 120 minutes for some of the boys. 2 times 120 minutes in kind of, you know, a short period of time. So it's been tough and mentally draining, but I think we're doing everything we can to, you know, recover well. And this was a hard way to get back into the Premier League, but we got the 3 points, which was the most important thing for us right now. And yeah, like I said, it's not our level, but we take it.
We were speaking to the manager just now about changing the game plan because obviously losing players to injury not ideal, and then changing the system as well.
I was a victim of one of them.
Coming on to that.
I think again everyone is just getting on with what we have. Everyone knows it's been a tough period of time. Been a bit unlucky with the injuries. Some long term, some like I don't know what you call it, a few weeks or whatever. So it's been tough, but everyone's getting on with it. And like I said, we've been traveling a lot and everything, but no excuses. We know that this is part of it, and we love it. You know, we are in every competition that we can still take some silverware home to Stamford Bridge, and I think that's what we're working towards.
As you alluded to there, you played out of position, right back. Relying on your memory banks, can you remember the last time you played there?
Yeah, I think it was the next gen before it was called UEFA Champions League. It's been a while. Not my ideal game, but we like I said, we take it as it comes, and I enjoy sometimes playing a new position, but it was definitely been a while, and it's a bit awkward. And then in a game like this, where the wind is taking a big part of like the long balls and all this stuff, it was difficult for me. But yeah, I take it. Like I said, we fight away, won the win, and yeah, that's what we're pleased with.
You made it look seamless, and then you go again on Tuesday. So how important is rest now before Lille at the Bridge?
No, yeah, it's going to be, I think, the main focus a lot in the next 2 days. Get in a couple, do our recoveries, and be ready to go again as much as we can. Like everyone knows, it's a tough period, like I said, but we end every competition and we want to win something, and this is a big chance, and we're at home as well. So it should be our game and our approach to the game that defines the outcome of it.
All right. I think we're going to see a lot of repeated statements, but let's watch the press conference as well. This is Thomas Tuchel's press conference after the match. Let me put up.
Lukaku had a record low number of touches today, and I was just wondering what you thought about that. What it says about Chelsea's performance? Is it a reflection on Lukaku, or something about the team, or maybe something about the way Crystal Palace were defending?
I'm not so sure if I have a good answer on your question. I don't know. I don't know what it says. It says that he was obviously not involved and could not make a point today. I'm not sure if it says so much about us in general.
Hi, Thomas. It's a great result today, but it wasn't maybe the best performance. How do you assess it? And you had a week to prepare as well, so does it show that maybe there's something lacking even when you do have time to prepare?
I have to stay calm now, because I mean, obviously you have no idea from how a week like this works, because we come from a 30-degree temperature difference. We have 6 players with a cold from the AC in the plane. We have jet lag. The guys come from a jet lag that they had in Abu Dhabi. We have almost no player who slept well in Abu Dhabi because of temperature and the time difference. So it's the same here. Like if you think we have a normal week to prepare, I can just tell you it's not like this. We try to survive at the moment, and you can see and there's a lot of pressure going on if you go to a World Cup, and if you want to win it for Chelsea. The players put a lot of pressure on themselves, and then we didn't play Premier League for 4 weeks. It's a huge, strange mix of a lot of reasons why I personally did not over expect today performance-wise. Then we had some issues yesterday in training that Aspi and Callum Hudson-Odoi went out from training. So this is where we are, and it is like this. I know that we can play better. I know that we want to play better. We were at least solid defensively. We were disciplined. We told the team in half time not to lose face and to keep on going, like in a cup game. Maybe this one chance will come again and is decisive. Keep on believing. Don't do crazy stuff. Don't take a risk to allow transition for the opponent. And I mean, the first chance that we allowed from Crystal Palace is a clear foul against Christian Pulisic. And okay, the last one is in extra time where we can defend better. Yes, but it was the only chance. And we have a clean sheet, and it's not the first 1-0 we have.
Neil Barnett.
Thomas, the team did look jaded, and I have to ask, with so many games played and the football authorities wanting to expand the Club World Cup, expand the World Cup, expand the Champions League, expand the European Championships.
Lads,
can you, in this season of
this is a very important point. This is a very important point. And I think we need to discuss this at some point in the stream. So just keep it in mind, because I think this also has to be very crucial.
See that is any way advantageous or possible?
No, if anybody can explain me how we want to organize it and how we want to keep the quality in the game, I'm open for discussion. But it's very hard to see how this should happen. It's I'm a big fan of quality and not of quantity. So if this answers the question.
Stanley Mockwell.
Hi, Thomas. Can I just ask, at the end, you and your staff were hanging around. You appear to be looking at something after the game. We couldn't see what you were looking at or what it was.
The highlights were on the screen. All the and the chances from Crystal Palace. So we were like having a quick look.
Thank you.
Gary Cox.
Hi, Thomas. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Liverpool won again, but they're 7 points ahead. Is that a realistic target that you can catch them for second place?
Unfortunately, we don't play them anymore, right? So it's a bit like look very, very strong at the moment. I didn't know their results, but they look strong. They look, it's what it is, and they got a huge player in winter to make their squad even stronger. It's how it is. But we will not give in. I will not tell you today that it's impossible to catch them. We will, but there's no other way than to improve our game and to improve our style, and to win game after game after game, and to start winning in consecutive games. There's no need to look to Liverpool, Man City, or looking behind. We have enough to deal with, and we have enough to improve, and from there we start.
Okay, last one on today before we do Mondays. Tom Hopkins.
Hello, Thomas. You've spoken this week about the things that you feel you need to implement in the side if you want to be league champions and not just cup champions. Is winning games ugly like this one of those things, and therefore very satisfying?
I think that every team in a season like this will have games like this, especially like in between December, January, and February, where the conditions can be really like cause huge adversity on top of the strengths of the opponent. So yeah, this is it. It was if you play this game, which is of course possible, if we had another draw, we would maybe even talk about it longer. So if you win it late, or however you win it, you have the chance also to move on and to forget it, and to take the positive energy out of it, and take it into the next game, and you don't have to think about it too much, and you don't wake up tomorrow and thinking, oh, well, what could we have done better, or should we have scored here or there? No, we did it, and in the moment this is very important for us. To reinstall a bit of more freedom in our game, a bit of more fluidity. We look a bit drained. We look a bit like exhausted. We look like we try hard, but you can see that we try hard, and everybody is looking for the flow where you try hard, but nobody sees that you're trying hard because things look easy. Yeah, we're looking for it, but in the moment we struggle, which is not a bad thing, because everybody wants to be part of it. Everybody gives its very best, but yeah, we struggle a little bit, and for that it's very, very important to win and to have a clean sheet, and we keep on going.
Okay, that's the end.
All right, brilliant. Someone's got a fan on in the background. I can hear something in the background. So if you've got a fan on, please switch it off, or just mute yourselves when you're not talking. Interesting press conference. Interesting answers from Tuchel. The thing that caught my eye the most is the way he responded to César Azpilicueta. When César Azpilicueta asked him about, you've had a week to train and this is a lackluster performance, I'm paraphrasing, what's going on? And then Tuchel, answered him in my opinion, in a direct manner, which could be seen as harsh, but I don't, I'm sick and tired of this, trying to sugarcoat stuff, and I'm happy that he actually addressed César Azpilicueta in a very assertive manner, and by telling him, you don't know nothing about travel, you don't know nothing about conditions, you don't know nothing about the heat and the cold. Don't be asking stupid questions. That's what he said to César Azpilicueta. Okay, one of my concerns was the heat and the temperature, and some of you guys who have traveled to Dubai and the Middle East and come back to the UK, you would have seen the difference in the environment, in the temperature. And forget about the jet lag, the fact that there's a 4 or 5 hour time difference or whatever. Forget that. Actually, it's 3 hours right now. 3 hour time difference right now. So forget about the jet lag, but the actual temperature and the actual conditioning of the body. And don't forget, these guys had to train in the environment to get their bodies, their lungs, suited to that kind of environment. And now they're back a week later. Timo Werner wasn't able to play today because he's got the flu, because of the change in conditions, in the weather. Okay, so I think journalists need to start to utilize these press conferences better. I want you to ask about the performances of individuals. I want you to ask about certain tactics, certain strategy. Don't throw this, this random question, were you guys fatigued? Well, obviously we were fatigued. We just had, to travel to another continent and play, 2 games and 2 games that took a long time to finish. 120 minutes. So it wasn't easy. So that is one thing. The other aspect that was very interesting in that press conference was the expansion of tournaments moving forward, club and international, and how is that going to impact football? I know Bobby Smoke Signals tweeted about this earlier, and I think we need to stop diluting the quality of the football we are prepared to watch. I want to watch top class football. I want to see Kante playing at his best. I want to see Havertz playing at his best. I don't want to see Havertz and Kante and and I'm talking about the Chelsea players here, having to work extra hard just to be able to be fit, to barely be able to play in a match because of the amount of games they have to play. So that is a very important topic that I also want to address in the stream. Before we talk about that topic, let's talk about the game today. Everyone here on the panel watched the game. Everyone here on the panel is going to give me their opinion on the game, and then we will open it to a discussion with everyone. I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes to give me their evaluation of the game, and then we'll open the debate to everyone. Before we do anything, let me just say hello to Podfather and Max Burton for jumping on. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good.
Hey guys.
Good.
Good evening all.
Good evening, Max. Good evening,
Chris, Mo, Eric, Bobby.
Good evening, Pod.
Good
evening.
Hope everyone's well.
Evening. Yeah, well, we're all good. If I switch off the camera, it's because I'm really trying to massage my my jaw.
I heard about your. How's it feeling? Is it still a bit sore?
It's not only sore, but it's still bleeding. It's like it hasn't properly healed. So. Yeah, so
salt water, garlic is salt water.
I've started using that today because I wasn't supposed to do that yesterday, and today I've been doing that. So we'll move, we'll survive. All right, let me start with.
Got a Craig Burnley front too, is it? Sorry.
No, it's one over here. No. This one's actually chipped, but I've actually fixed it. But it's this one over here. All right. Let me start with Boogeyman. I'll start with Boogeyman, and then I'll go to Max and Pod at the end because they came in last. I think who came in first? It was Chris. Let me start with Chris. Let me start in the order of people who came in. So it's Chris, Eric, Boogeyman. We'll carry on. All right, Chris, give me your evaluation of the game. Give me your evaluation of the attack, the midfield, the defense. I mean, poor performance. Fantastic result. How do you evaluate it?
My evaluation of the game is quite simple, to be fair. The performance was very lacklustre, and it's another lacklustre performance we've seen. However, what I noticed the change was, compared to the other lacklustre performances, for example, Burnley, when we were lacklustre against them, we drew. However, we've got the 3 points, so there is a positive there. We've got the 3 points, and then we push on. I'm not going to criticise it too much though, because I'm going to take on board what Tuchel said in terms of travel, in terms of the heat, adapting to the Abu Dhabi, etc. So I'm not going to take on board. I'm not going to criticise it too much, because that journalist, just ask a better question. Honestly, ask an intelligent question. It seems like they're trying to get a reaction. We're asking questions like that. So the performance overall, mate, honestly, it was a poor performance, but we need to perform better against Lille. That's a fact, because we're not going to get away with it against Lille, to be honest. If we perform like that, we need to be up to the standards. Christensen right back, I believe. That was a bit of a... I don't know how I feel about that one, but...
It was interesting. Yeah,
definitely.
I have to say. Yeah.
In terms of the midfield, I think Kovačić needs to start from now on. Obviously, he was rested today because of the the Club World Cup. But from now on, for me, Kovačić, the quality going forward, getting those direct passes into the forwards, cutting the defence, the opposition defence open. Kovačić for me needs to start in midfield. Lukaku. That's my problem with Lukaku, because when people criticise Lukaku supporters always say, yeah, they always deflect. So they go, what about Werner? What about Pulisic? No, stop deflecting. When we focus on a player, we're focusing on that player. Once again, Lukaku was poor.
Chris, 7 touches
and
the whole game.
Mate, yeah, but he doesn't get the service, apparently. This is what I'm saying. This is the issue with Lukaku. Doesn't make the effort. Hides behind defenders. Mate, 97 million. Perform. But people that stick up for Lukaku always say, well, what about Pulisic? What about... Mate, we know they're poor, but we're focusing on Lukaku.
I think, and again, this is my opinion. I'm probably wrong on this, but I think Tuchel played Pulisic behind Lukaku and Havertz next to Lukaku. I would have liked to have seen it the other way around. I would have liked to have seen Havertz behind Lukaku and Pulisic next to him. I don't want to make excuses for Lukaku because
it was the other way around, though, wasn't it? Pulisic was
gone.
Havertz was on the left. Pulisic was just behind.
Exactly. That's what I said. Yeah. I would have preferred it the other way around.
Oh, sorry, the other way around. Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
And I think that happened towards the end of the match. We saw Pulisic going a little bit wider. I think Lukaku, his problem is not in his ability. I believe he has the ability. I think his problem is up here. I think he needs to sort something out up here. I don't think it's his ability, because he is a player that can score goals, has scored goals, has done it. But he's got a problem up here. Mentally, there's something wrong. What is it? They need to find out. They need to fix it. Because we've seen it. We've seen it with Kepa. We saw it with Ziyech. We saw it with who else did we see it with? We see it with a couple of guys. When they have a problem, mentally, something going on in their personal life, once you fix that, the player will start to perform to the level that he's expected of him.
I feel the way forward.
Lukaku has a problem that needs to be addressed personally.
I feel the way going forward would be, really, I think it would be beneficial if we benched him for a couple of games and try something different. Hopefully that improves the performances.
I know exactly what you're saying, and you could argue for that, but I think benching him would not help him. I think fixing that problem in tandem with giving him game time will probably be the best thing to do for Lukaku. But again, we'll come back and talk about that in a second.
So overall
cheers.
To give someone else an opportunity would be, look, overall, we got away with one today because Zaha really should have scored as well. So overall, the performance against Lille needs to be a lot better. And I mean, not just as a team performance, but individual performances as well. So overall, 3 points, we got away with one, but performances need to majorly improve big time. So
definitely. And you made a very, very good point in the chat during the game when you said that Chelsea very rarely score late last minute goals, late goals, and I think that's that was a very, very good last.
I think that was Alex.
I
think that was Alex who said that.
Was it Alex?
Yeah,
I
think
it was
so,
Alex.
Yeah.
Was Alex? Might be Alex. Alex, mate, if you're watching, man, jump on. We haven't had you on the stream for ages, man. So if you're watching this, jump on, mate. All right, let's go to Eric Blue. Eric Blue, give me your assessment. By the way, I like your tweet. Your tweet earlier today. So.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking after I tweeted, I'm like, is that right? Is he our best? No,
come on, man. Don't go back in the tweet now.
I would be lying if I said I'm happy. I know we got the 3 points. I know it's about the results in the end, but I'm not happy, man. And yes, we know that the players had jet lag. We know they had, all these things to deal with, changing from a hot temperature to a cold one. It's the stress the players have to go through. Not having good enough sleep. They're human beings, so these things are very important. At the highest level, they make all the difference. So I get it. I understand all those things, but I can't say that those make me feel better about the performance. I can't use those things to say, oh, you know what, that's why we were so poor. It's only because of all those factors that Chelsea had a poor performance. I don't think that's the case, and I can't pretend like we can't use those as too much of an excuse. Is what I'm trying to say. And I won't say that those things are a consolation. I'm not so confident that we're in a position where the performance would have been so much better if the players didn't have these issues, right? If people went out from injury and things like this. So that's just to decide, by the way. But in terms of the game and the results, obviously happy with the 3 points. That's the most important thing. And I think top 4 is not a concern. I think we will get top 4. It will be very comfortable. I'm not worried about that at all. But I cannot say that I'm enjoying watching Chelsea right now.
Sure.
It's just a little bit difficult, I'm not trying to whine. I'm not trying to, I know it sounds like.
No, you're spawn.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's hard work to watch. Literally, it's hard work watching them when they're performing like that. No, I understand that. Yeah.
It's difficult to watch, and that's just the reality. But I'm hoping that Tuchel can stay, and Tuchel can build a team. That's what I would love to see. I can't remember the last time Chelsea built a team to challenge for trophies on a consistent basis. So that is what I'm hoping for. And the question about Chelsea catching Liverpool, if this was a situation where everybody was on the same playing field, we had a similar setup that Liverpool and City do, with a manager who has been here for like multiple seasons, who has built a team the way he wants, things like this, then I would say yes, we should be looking at that second spot. 7 points is not that big a gap, to close. But it's just not the case. We're not playing sustainably. I don't believe that the way we're playing, we will reduce that gap. I think more likely the gap will increase. So, but I think top 4 is fine. I'm not concerned about that. But I think the main thing now is see us. Let's try to get as far as possible in the Champions League. We'll go as far as possible. Maybe a semi-final, maybe final, and then we need to win the cup. We need to win the League Cup against Liverpool. And those are the main highlights for the season for me.
Yep. All right. Cheers, Eric. I'm going to go to Bobby, then Boogeyman, then Podfather, and then Max. But guys, do us a favor. Hit that like button. There's like 125 of you watching the stream right now, and we've only got 60 likes. So let's get them likes up. If you hit the like button, you're not only actually just telling me that you like the video, you're telling YouTube algorithm, it's telling YouTube that you like the video. And it will promote it and get more people to see it. So if you are looking to support the Blue Lounge, all you got to do is click that button. And if you're enjoying the content, hit subscribe. You'll get more of this content sent out to you if you hit that bell notification. So do me a favor, hit the like button and hit the subscription button if you want to support this channel, and I would very much appreciate it. Thank you very much in advance. Bobby, let me hear it. Bobby, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was struggling to unmute. Wow. You know what? I've been on a couple of streams. I've looked on Twitter, and the first thing I'll say is that the Club World Cup has given me this sort of inner relaxation now and sense of contentment. And I've got to say, sadly, Chelsea Football Club has perhaps one of the most disingenuous fan base of the top 6. We have a manager who has been with our club for about a year. He's competing with other managers who were nowhere near, in terms of achievement, what he's achieved in their first year. Man City have just been tanked 3-2 at home by Spurs. Chelsea came, okay, we didn't play so well, but there are mitigating circumstances for that, not least to mention injuries, the travel, the time difference, which are enormous influences on the game. But yet we complain. We keep complaining. Oh, it's not this. Oh, it's not that. Oh, we don't play this. Oh, look, you're not going to turn out a 10 out of 10 in every game. I'm thankful we won today. We've reduced the gap. We're still in the top 4. That should be our aim. Yes, we've got a cup final coming up next Saturday, or is it Sunday? And we definitely have to aim to win that. Yes, we're going to play against Lille. Yes, we have to try and get some of our injuries back. But should we not? If we don't play well and we win, I'll take it. We've got to learn to be content and patient. Come the summer, there are things that need changing. Lukaku didn't play well. His problem, I think, Mo, is more than just in his head. I just think he's inconsistent. And for a player of his supposed caliber, it probably isn't good enough. But it is what it is, and we are where we are. You know, anybody thinking that the club is not going to persist with him is deceiving themselves, because he was a high investment. I would love sometimes for Chelsea fans to watch a game and just say, do you know what? Perhaps it wasn't what we wanted, but hey, look what we've done. Let's give ourselves some credit. Everything has to be there to be shut down. Everything. If you continue like that, you will never get the perfection you're looking for. This City that you think is so great, grand and glorious, go watch the game. They were beaten by Spurs at home. I don't have too much to say, Mo. I'm just, do you know what? We're champions of the world. We've won the World Club Cup. What? I mean, what makes you guys happy? What? Okay, we're not winning the league this year, but we're building on something. Just as Max Burton said in one of his videos, we are building. And boy, what a block to start building on. The Champions League, the World Club Cup. And you know what? We could still probably win that Champions League again. Come on.
You know what, Bobby? I think we are all very pleased with the result. I think we are all very pleased with the performances that Chelsea has been putting in to achieve the successes that we've had, because like the way Tuchel answered César Cancelo when he asked him about the lackluster performance or the poor performance, he just told him, look, we've been traveling all around the planet, we've been doing this, we've been doing that, and we're winning, and I agree with you. It's not easy. It's not easy to keep this up, but we are doing it. And even though we were having a problematic couple of months, December, January with COVID and whatnot, we still managed to put teams away to get to the final of the Carabao Cup, and we're still in the FA Cup, we're still in the Champions League. We've got a big fixture coming up on. I think it's Tuesday we're playing Lille, isn't it? Tuesday we're playing, or was it Wednesday? I think it's Tuesday.
Tuesday,
yeah. So we've got a massive game on Tuesday, and you know what? I can't wait. Yes, but the performance today wasn't nice. Yes, it was only 1-0, but it was a 1-0. It was a win, and I don't mind. I really don't mind winning ugly when we are having the problems that we're having right now with missing. Was it 5 players were missing today because of injuries and illnesses and whatnot. So I don't mind having that if we're able to grind out these ugly results, because to become the best, you're gonna have to win in style as well as ugly. And right now we're in the ugly phase. Then let's just keep winning. Back to back, extra time games. It wasn't easy. Let's go to Boogeyman. Before I go to Boogeyman, let me just say hello to Julius. Julius, Habibi, where have you been?
I missed you all. I'm happy to be here. It's been a while.
Where have you been, man? I know work is work, but come on, the Blue Lounge, man. You got to show us some love, man. You got to show us some love.
I know. I was traveling for a while for work, so.
Listen, I have to say, one of the best panelists on the Blue Lounge is Boogeyman, because even when he's traveling, he's taking time. I mean, right now he's in a hotel in Germany, and he's here with us in the Blue Lounge. So Boogeyman, big up to you. Boogeyman, you can't compare to Boogeyman. He's like the Hakim Ziyech of Chelsea, man. Boogeyman is the Hakim Ziyech of Chelsea. No one undisputed.
Michael Essien.
No. Michael Essien is a legend, man. He's. I'm not sure.
So is Boogeyman. You're a legend.
Give him a couple of seasons, man. It's his first season on the Blue Lounge, man. Give him a couple of seasons, and then we'll give him legendary status. Boogeyman, big up to you, my man. Tell me how you saw this game, and what was the main things that stood out, both in the press conferences and in the match.
Listen, I watched the game on the train today. It was a good one. I'm pretty sure everybody's talk about the performances. It was not good. Our attack did not give too much options for the midfield to play them through. And that was my main frustration. I've seen Rudiger try harder to score goals than our main strikers. I've seen Ziyech, every time the ball came to him, trying to do something with it that can at least send some panic into Crystal Palace defense. And I like those things. Those are the only positive I've seen when it comes to our striking force. I'm not going to go into much criticizing on all those things about Lukaku, Havertz, and who was Pulisic, because we actually have we end up taking all the 3 points. So that is the positive about this tonight. If we haven't taken those 3 points, then I would probably be saying exactly what Bobby was trying to prevent us or advise us to be content or focus on the positive. Yeah, it makes sense what Bobby tried to say about what Bobby said. But sometimes you just, we came back from that World Cup, we won it, we're happy. But if you take that out of it, our EPL, domestical, were just not good for since 7 or 8 games now. They were not good at all. So if the frustration is a true feeling when it comes to Chelsea fan that we are, that we used to success, we used to winning, we used to all those things, and we're not satisfied with what we're seeing on the field. But the 3 points today make things easier for me, that's for sure. So that's all I will say for now. That thanks Hakim Ziyech, he is one of the big ones when it comes to our attacks, and man, he's showing that he's 28, and all the kids around, he's taking responsibility, trying to create chances so Chelsea can at least stack up some points and stay in top 4. And listen, he is the mature guy in the group. He is the one that should not be on the transfer list when it comes to summer at this point. He took himself completely off that list, and me as a fan, I would like him to stay, and that's all I can say for now.
Boogeyman, Hakim Ziyech has been suffering from injury, suffering from formation issues. There's been a lot of problems when it comes to Hakim Ziyech. However, once he was given a run in the team, once he was given time in the team, and once we saw a slight formation change, because Tuchel changed the formation and played Hakim Ziyech as a right wing back / winger. I think it was against Tottenham. He did it for the first time in the I think it was in the cup, in the Carabao Cup. And then Hakim Ziyech from that game, he's changed because Tuchel started to fiddle about and start to play about more with the forward-back formation. And today we played the forward-back formation again, somewhat of a hybrid because Hakim Ziyech was told to cover with Christensen because you saw Hakim Ziyech and Christensen playing closer than you would normally see a left back and a winger play. But I think it was because Christensen is not normally playing that position. He was asked to play, Hakim Ziyech was asked to give him some cover, and he did that. So today we saw Hakim Ziyech defending as well as attacking. He was tracking back as well as moving forward. And I think a lot of the fans have been saying that they want to see more of Ziyech in that kind of role. They want to see Ziyech offer more than just pinging them crosses in. And I think he is now doing that. He has now started to do that in a way where he has become the main creative outcome, the output from the team. He has become the go-to guy for creating chances and for scoring goals. And he has scored 3 goals in 3 back-to-back league appearances, which is, for a team that is struggling to score goals, it's a fantastic record to have. So I'm glad to see that, especially for Boogeyman said he's 28 years old, rightly so. Hakim Ziyech is in his prime, and he is a player that Chelsea would want to see him perform because he is at that level, at that age, and he's doing that. So big up to Hakim Ziyech, and I want to say shukran to Hakim Ziyech for putting in these performances. And hopefully, he will continue to do that and continue to deliver for Chelsea. I think Boogeyman has gone somewhere, so we'll move to Max Burton. Max, an interesting game, a good result, performance, not so good in some areas. Playing 4 centre backs in our back line. Interesting take from Tuchel. I think it panned out all right at the end. How do you see the game, mate? How do you see the game, the press conferences? Give you an evaluation, man.
Yeah, glass half full. We've made up 3 points on Man City. But we got the point. It wasn't a great match, as everyone knows, and a lot of it was forced upon by injury as well. Obviously Alonso, maybe he played Malang Sarr because of, if you look at Elise on that wing, he's fast, he's tricky, so he probably thought that defensively Malang Sarr was going to handle him better than what Alonso would have done, and the other, obviously the Christensen, that was an enforced. We've got no right backs, have we? But let's be honest, we've got Reece James is out injured. Azpilicueta was injured, so it was either going to be him or Chalobah on that side. So that sort of position was forced on us, really. Wasn't, as I said, wasn't a great game. Like you, I'd have liked to see Pulisic play left and have us behind. So I get what Bobby was saying as well. We've just come off the back of a World Cup win. Also, the travelling and everything else has played its part. Tuchel does need time. But having said that, as a fan base, you still need to be critical and point out what the issues which are going on. If we want to obviously, for me, I want to be the best that we possibly can. I don't, okay, we've won a trophy, but it's not a fact of winning a trophy, resting on our laurels. It's about how can we close the gap? Because let's be honest, we are judged by what we do in the Premier League. I don't want to be known as a cup team. Under Vialli and under Gullit, we were known as a cup team. Then obviously when Jose Mourinho came and we were competing for the league. This is the longest we've gone in the Roman Abramovich era without competing for the league. So we do need to see what we can do to take that next step where we can make a challenge. Yeah, this year we've had a few injuries in certain positions, but we haven't had the squad depth as we saw. Koundé, unfortunately, if we'd got him this season, he could have sorted out a number of issues. Because now he could play right back comfortably, so he was quite a versatile. He could play holding midfielder as well. So what you're getting with Koundé is a 3-in-1 player. So that's what we need to do. We need to address these situations going forward for the next season. And what's interesting as well, I'm not sure whether it's the formation or the personnel or a bit of both, where with us, because our strikers, we just still can't get our strikers to work, no matter what the combination is. Okay, Lukaku was poor today, as were some of the other strikers. Only Ziyech is the only one who can come out with any sort of praise today for what he's done and what he's done consistently throughout his last few games. I think he scored 3 in a row now, or 4 in a row. Only forward player to have done that all season, to score 4 in a bounce. And with Ziyech, that's we got to look at Ziyech, and I think Mo, you were the only one who was kind of sticking with him during this bad spell, and and that's what the thing with us fan base, we kind of say he's rubbish, get rid. We don't look at everything. We don't look at the circumstances. Circumstances with Ziyech were, and I was guilty of it as well, because I was saying there were things that he needed to improve. Don't get me wrong. I was calling him out because I thought his work off the ball was a bit poor, which he's improved. He's worked hard for that. So now you can see him when he hasn't got the ball. He's hungry to win the ball back now. He's gained in a bit of strength. But with Ziyech, is the position, is the fact that he was playing out in a free doesn't suit him. Tuchel even said that when the reason why he left him at the World Club Cup, he's not as good as in a free as he is in a 4. So, and sometimes he was shoved out to the right. I don't know why. Play him in his right position consistently, and a consistent run of games, which he has done. And then that's what you see. You see Ziyech. You see the Ziyech that we bought. This is the Ziyech that we paid all this money for. And he's an excellent player, but circumstances were against him. That's why he wasn't putting in these performances. So that's why I'm not going to judge some of the other players until maybe next season or under better circumstances. But there's a couple of things I think we need to improve upon. Because I was watching the Man City versus Tottenham game. 2 things that stood out, one from both sides. The first thing from the Manchester City side, okay, they lost the game, but what I like about them is, because we're a possession-based team, but we are when the players in possession, we need to move around a bit more. We're so static when the ball in the possession. Man City, they get the ball, they keep it moving. But I think Pep Guardiola said that as well. Sometimes you've got to try and get the defenders out of their positions by moving around. So we don't have a lot of movement in the team when we've got the ball. Today, when they've got the ball, they've got 6 or 7 men in the box. Yeah, we don't have that many people in the box. We probably have 2 at the most when it comes to crossing the ball into the box. We need to try and commit more men into the box when we're attacking. Be braver in attack. So that's what from our side. In the Tottenham side, what I saw a defensive Antonio Conte, but the difference is they have got 2 players in Son and Kane. In that, no matter how much under the cosh they are, they don't need 5 or 6 chances to score goals. Harry Kane had 3 chances today. He scored 2 of them. He scored 3 actually. He had 4 chances. He scored 3. One was offside marginally, and then one was a brilliant save by the goalkeeper. And the others he put away. So that's what we, that clinical edge is missing in our team. Both from both sides, from the person who can do the assist, like Tottenham have got in Son, and the person who can put the ball into the back of the net, like Harry Kane can do. We need, if we've got the clinical person who can pass the ball and the clinical person who can put the ball in the back of the net, and committing people into the box. I think those are the main issues that we've got.
Yeah, I want to ask you something, Max, because you said that we were critical of Hakim Ziyech in a certain period of time because he had that shoulder injury. He never quite recovered from it for quite a while. He had that brace. It's taken him a while to get back into his flow, into his rhythm. I mean, he had a fantastic pre-season, but then when he had that injury, everything kind of went pear-shaped. And I want to address that, and I want to address Kepa and talk about Kepa because of his situation and his problems and his mental health. And he had a mad dip in form where he was being replaced by, a person who's older than Petr Cech. Willy Caballero was in goal, okay? And now Kepa is being looked at as possibly, challenging Mendy for the first spot. Now, this is a lesson that we all need to look at or need to learn from. Players who are at this level, who have earned the right to be at this level, who we are paying hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions for, we shouldn't be so quick to turn our back on them. And I know I've been critical of Lukaku recently. I've been critical of him many a time recently. I was critical of him in my opening remarks for this stream because of his lack of performance. However, do you think that the fan base needs to sit back and just to look at all the factors, just as Tuchel is asking us to look at all the factors to why today the performance wasn't great because of the mitigating circumstances that made us have a performance of this nature? The fan base needs to start to look closely at the performances of our players, and I'm specifically talking about Lukaku here, because Lukaku is not a bad striker. His stats, his figures, his numbers, and I know there's people in the panel who disagree with me, and I'll give him a chance to speak about this. His stats, his figures during his career show him to be a very, very capable striker. So, we could argue world class, not world class, top 10, top 5 strikers. We could argue that, but he is a very, very good striker. However, right now he isn't performing, and a question was addressed to Tuchel in the press conference. They said to him, "Is the system a problem with Lukaku? Is the attack a problem with Lukaku?" And Tuchel said this. He said, "In the past, when we played 3 at the back, we always had 4 men supporting him. And now, when we're playing with 4 at the back, we still have 4 men supporting him. Therefore, nothing has changed in regards to the way we're addressing the attack in respect to the back line." So Tuchel is very specific in regards to Lukaku. I can see he is getting frustrated because his lack of performance reflects upon the manager more directly than it reflects upon you and me as fans. Because his job is at the end of the day, if Lukaku is not banging in them goals, Tuchel could get sacked. So Tuchel, his future is dependent on what Lukaku is doing, and I can see his frustration. But at the same time, I'm thinking we need to give the man a chance. We need to give the man a little bit of slack when it comes to his poor performances, because let's be honest, his 2 goals are the reasons why we are the world champions, right? So, what's your take on this, Max?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all about, everything's about context. So you've got to look at everything. Us as fan base, we just look at one thing. Sometimes someone may be playing with an injury and we don't know that. So, he's rubbish, he's this or he's that or whatever. Or we don't know what's going on in a player's head. Look, take Harry Kane, for instance. The first part of the season, because he didn't get that dream move that he wanted, he wasn't great. It doesn't make him a bad striker, no. Now that he's got a manager who's come in, who's believes in him, now you're seeing the Harry Kane of last season perform. With Lukaku, maybe get a couple. Goals breeds confidence. The more he goes without scoring goals, then he scored the 2 goals in the World Club Cup, which was good for him. But if he just has a run where he scores 1 or 2 goals, then like Ziyech, you may just see an upturn in his performances. So as you said, it's not. We didn't buy a bad striker. He obviously brought a lot of this on himself through the comments that he made, etc., etc. And I think what's happening, I said this before on our streams, as a fan base, by just getting on his back every minute and going on social media saying he's rubbish, he's this, he's this, he's that, he's that, that's not going to build his confidence. Because the players do read it. You know, no matter what you say, players are going to look at what's been said about them and whatever. So if they've got see a fan base who are totally against them, then it's not going to do anything for their confidence. You know, I don't mind critiquing players, you know, because today he was poor, and you can't defend what he did today on the pitch. But I think a lot of things now is with him is, you know, if he misses even a half chance, people are on his back saying it was a sitter or something like that, which, you know, it isn't. And any other person who misses that chance, they won't be so critical. You know, as I said before, it's not just a Lukaku problem; it's a Chelsea problem that we've had for a couple of seasons about being clinical enough to put the ball into the back of the net. So, as I said, I don't know whether it's a personnel, whether it's a formation. Yeah, as I said, what I mentioned before, I'd like to see more people in the box. You know, giving them more of an option. When there's only two people in the box, the defender's going to mark two. Or, you know, he's only got two people to focus on, so they could double team, triple team the attacker. If you've got 3 or 4 people in the box, then you're asking the defenders more questions, and it frees up a bit of space for others. So that's why we just need to be a bit braver in possession. That's my take on it.
Matt, part of that problem comes from the midfield.
Bobby, let me get with the panel, through the panel, and then we'll open the discussion. So we'll address Max after I hear from Podfather and Julius. Sorry for that, Bobby. Just I'm gonna give everyone a chance to give me their take first. Podfather, let me hear it, man. 3 points on the board. Man City losing 3 points. Good day. Good night. Good evening.
Yeah, how you guys doing? I'm actually glad I got to go after everyone.
No, there's one more. There's one more behind you.
Oh, sorry, almost after everyone. So I could steal some of your points, you know, and build on mine. So thanks, guys. And listening to you speak, you know, this game has been very hard to analyze, just because. Anytime you play with 4 centre backs, it's hard to be too harsh on the team. Yeah, 4 centre backs at the back. If you're a team that a lot of your creativity comes from your full backs, and then, you know, people are complaining about the performance, it's always going to be not so straightforward to analyze. So that's the first point I would say. In terms of the fan base and the game, the reaction to the game. We are what the club has made us. You know, this is the same club that sacked the manager after he won the Champions League. Yeah, so, you know, or sacked somebody after they won the title the next year twice. So it's not, you know, I wouldn't blame the fans too much, because if any other club was running that way, then the fans would be that way as well. I think people take their lead from the club, from the top, and, you know, the owner sets the culture. You know, that's just the way it's always been. Like, Chelsea fans before, pre-Abramovic and after Abramovic, are very different, because the owner is different, and the way he raised the club and his standards and how he wants to do things are different. So that's why the fan base ends up having a different mentality. In terms of the game, yeah, there was one particular change. Obviously, I think Sa would have played anyway. I think the main change was Christensen on the right. It was good to see Ziyech playing again, starting the game. He's a very interesting character, because, you know, I'm not opposed to the 3 at the back formation, but I always like to see variety in the way my team plays, and, you know, 4 at the back, 3 at the back. I want you to be able to switch depending on the game or the circumstance. And, you know, when the attackers were struggling in the beginning of the season, everybody said, "Oh no, it's not the formation." You know, that they just need to buck up. You know, the formation is fine. They need to change it or whatever. But if you have a player that's in form and he's consistently delivering, there's nothing wrong with tweaking it. You know, it's not an admission of defeat or anything. There's nothing wrong with tweaking it to get the best out of that particular player at that particular time. And I think right now we can see that Ziyech is our most creative player, and the one with, like, proper genuine quality at the moment, who can, like, really open up teams. So there's no reason playing to his strengths for now and building the team around him, while still keeping the Tuchel principles. So it's not like we're abandoning, the way Chelsea play and our identity and anything. And just like if you look at the people ask about the reaction to Chelsea and why, even though we're winning, some people seem upset, some people seem disappointed, some people seem worried about the future. I look at it the same way you guys look at Hakim Ziyech. Yeah, so Hakim Ziyech has scored 3 goals in the last 2 games. Lukaku has scored 2 goals in the last 3 games. But the reaction to both of them is different. Why? Because of performance. It's the same thing with Chelsea. Yeah, because we're not playing well, it's hard to get super excited about the results. Because we are third. Teams could possibly gain ground on us. All of a sudden, could be a tight race for 4th when we seemed clear and we were going for the title 2 months ago. So the reaction to the team is basically because performance is a bigger predictor of future form. It's going to catch up with you at some point. If you keep playing like this, at some point, yes, you're going to come up against quality opposition, or it's going to be a big stage and it costs you if you keep on making the same mistakes over and over again. So the performance actually is a precursor to what's on the horizon, and actually lets you know that there's growth in the team. Like when I see Tuchel on the sideline, he doesn't look happy to me. He doesn't look like he's enjoying his team and any of that. Like I don't and for somebody who's followed him at different points throughout his career, not just at Chelsea, but watched some of the games when he was at PSG and Dortmund or whatever, I can tell you 100% this is not the way he wants to play. This is not his idea. This is not how he made his name as a Tuchel team. He's known for attacking football. He's known for high scoring teams, goal scoring, forwards flourishing in his system. It's not just let's get the best out of defenders at the midfield and stuff like that. So yeah, so the game just left me with a lot more questions and answers. I wasn't that bothered with the journalist question as much as you, because that's what a lot of fans were saying on social media at the time. So he probably just got his question from social media, to be honest. Because a lot of fans were saying, I thought the team would be fresh after a week at Dubai when they were on holiday. Yeah, I mean, like that was pretty much what they were saying. Yeah, so I understand. Obviously, Tuchel has more information than them, and probably kept it under wraps. I don't know if you mentioned any of this in the press conference yesterday. He probably tried to make it like we're well rested, we're amazing, we've been working out, we're ready to go. That's how he probably presented it yesterday. So all of a sudden, so for him to say, "Oh, the whole team has been sick all week. We've had 10 guys with flu and all this sort of thing or whatever." So obviously, I'm not. And I like a bit of bite about my manager to defend the club and defend the situation. But at the same time, these guys are traveling in private jets. It's not when we go on holiday. Let me put it like that. When we go to Dubai, it's not the same conditions. I promise you, Mo. Yeah, these guys are first class, private jets, pampered to the hill, and some of them were traveling up and down the base after the results. They went to different countries to watch games and to see people and all that sort of thing. They didn't just come home and we're just sick in bed the whole time.
Yeah, but those who went. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Pod, can you put yourself on mute for a second, Pod?
Yeah, no problem.
I'm getting an echo. Because when I was speaking, I'm getting an echo from your end. Those who went and watched other games are the ones who scored in this one. So, it's okay. I mean, Hakim Ziyech went and he watched the game in, I think he watched Ajax play. It's fine, and I get that, but it's still added to their schedule, so it wasn't like they were rested for that whole week. So and the journalist is nitpicking, and I think Tuchel, and we've seen this a lot from him recently. He's starting to identify which journalists are nitpicking. Nazar Kinsella nitpicks a lot in his questioning. Matt Law, again, he does that, and there's a couple. And I think he's starting to figure out these journalists, and maybe he doesn't have a lot of time for some individuals. I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but I think that's the way I see it. But yeah, I agree with you. It's not like when me and you travel to Dubai or to other places, man. It's different, definitely.
Yeah. But apart from that, this particular game, I thought it was still gonna be tough anyway. Even though I was saying, everybody saying 2-0, 3-0 all over the place. Like those were most of the predictions I was saying. Nobody thought this was going to be a particularly hard game to play before we played. It's tough going forward. I don't. And even with the Lukaku thing, some people saying drop him. I don't see how you drop him when he's the only striker scoring. Havertz is not scoring. Werner's not scoring. I'm talking about like from open play or whatever. None of these guys are actually.
Lukaku is a goal threat. He's a goal threat. Lukaku is a goal threat. Yeah. All right, let me go to Julius, and then we will open the discussion. Before we go to Julius, I want to say thank you to the 102 of you who have already hit the like button. Thank you very much, much appreciated. And for anyone who's just jumping on, do us a favor, hit the like button, and if you're new, subscribe to the Blue Lounge. I would really appreciate that. Julius, we haven't heard from you for a while. Chelsea had a tough game today in South London. Cold, windy, but we managed to score. Yeah. A little bit lacking, and some were pretty good. How did you see the game, and how did you assess the performance?
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, Mo, I think it was a really good performance in my view, because Crystal Palace is a very tough team to play against, especially in their home ground. Don't forget this team. I think they beat City as well away. They're not an easy. That fixture is not an easy fixture, in my opinion. So overall, it was good. They didn't have a shot on target. I don't think, maybe at the end they may have got one or something, but if I remember correct, they didn't have any shots on target. Defensively, that has been the most solid performance in the recent times, if I from my memory. But I just think where the issue is, when I was looking at the table today earlier, we only conceded one more goal than City. After all the chaos we've been through and the injuries and the defensive problems that we have been discussing, we've conceded 18 goals this whole season. City has conceded 17, and they are talked about as unbelievably good defensively, right? So when you look at these numbers and you look at how we play, from today's game and the games before, and the Club World Cup and the league games before that, it's obvious that the problem is creativity. It's in our midfield and in our offense. Because what's the difference between us and Liverpool and City? All three of us are the best defensively the best teams in the league. But the difference between us and the other two teams is that if you watch Liverpool and City, the delivery to their strikers or their wingers, or even their wingers to their strikers, is so much better than ours. The quality of the passes and the crosses is so much more accurate. It's more fluid, and they create a lot more chances, clear-cut chances than us. And that is the core issue at Chelsea. That's why we have suffered. And when you don't have enough creativity and you don't score enough goals, you're going to get punished. And that's exactly what happens to us in games where we lose against a mid-table team, or we draw. Because we don't kill games, we don't press them enough. So obviously this area needs fixing. One of the things that we need to keep in mind, yes, there are some players who are performing better, but that doesn't mean that they should not still go, because we need to get potentially better quality players or players that would fit in Tuchel's system. That's basically what I have to say. Yeah.
All right. 1 second. Chris, I'll let you come in. Just 1 second. I need to give Showtime a chance to give me his remarks. Before I go to short time, I just want to look at the table because Julius, you've mentioned the goals conceded. We've conceded 8. We've conceded 18. Sorry, and and Man City have conceded 17. They've scored 63. We've scored 49. So that's where the problem lies. We're not scoring enough. That's number one. Number two, if we were to win our next game, we'd be 10 points behind City with 12 to go.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Liverpool and City do play against each other. So let's say both draw, or let's say Liverpool wins. We win our games until then. We're 7 points behind them. You never know. City may even drop points before they play Liverpool as well. I'm not saying we're going to win the league or anything.
No, obviously. Yeah, but all I want to say is, Antonio Conte, you have made it interesting again. He's made the race interesting. So we'll see. I mean, a couple of more bad results are needed for City before things start to unravel, and maybe they do. You never know. Champions League is coming up. Champions League knockout stages. Knockout stage is always gonna be taxing on performances in the Premier League, so you never know. The last person who I'm going to hear from before we open the debate is Showtime. He's coming really late, Showtime. I don't know, I mean, you're taking the mic here. Showtime, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Alaikum, brothers. Greetings to
everyone. Wa alaikum salam.
Duty calls as you know, when it's time for prayer, we got to go do what we got to do. Business is business.
Exactly.
In regards to the match today, I agree with the conciseness on the panel here. It's a very, lackluster match we played. I mean, I can understand I don't want to call what Tuchel gave us was excuses, but I can understand where he's coming from when he said the jet lag, players sick, and this and that. But it's starting to feel a little bit like excuses here. When we have poor performances, he's giving us little excuses here and there. But now it's just, okay, we have to find a way to score goals. That's all we have to do is score goals. The defense is solid. The defensive aspect of our game is I agree with Julius. We're very solid at the defensive end, but when it comes to the attacking, we're lackluster. We want to go back to the defenders before we go forward. We want to go left and right instead of going forward. So it's just how much more do we have to go forward, go backwards before we go forward, But and thank you, Hakim Ziyech. Your goal was very needed. We needed that one. But the space that Lukaku occupied freed up his opportunity to score that goal. But let's put it like that. N'Golo Kante looked a little bit out of sorts today. I don't know if he's tired or he's taking a knock or something. But, I feel like he's under contract. He's under a lot of eyes now. And a lot of people are starting to realize, okay, it's either we keep him or we keep Jorginho. So we're now those two are trying to battle out who's going to stay, who's going to go for us, But for me, it's just more so we need to score goals. This Tuesday match, we have to score at least 2 to 3 goals for us to be back in form. We need the performances that we got at the Club World Cup to prove that to show the world that we are the champions of the world, And other than that, I mean, you see that Ross Barkley's not in the squad. That's a good thing for us. We should be happy about that, cheering about that. So, I mean, we just got to gel more. Our attackers just got to gel and put up points. That's it for me.
All right. Fantastic. Let me give a minute to Chris. He wants to address the topic. So I'll hear from him, and then we'll come back to discussing this. Go ahead, Chris.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, go watch the Blue Lounge video in regards to the response to the criticism that Chelsea got regarding the Club World Cup, because Mo made fantastic points, and Blue Lounge is the best Chelsea channel on YouTube. Just there you go. There's a promotion. No, basically
that video is actually linked in the chat. It's the pinned comment. So just letting you know.
So click the link. Anyways, so basically, one of the main points you made, Mo, was about all our jealous, bitter supporters of other clubs that like to say about the owner, right? That because we spend money, right? We spend money. That's why people are jealous. But it's like I always go to the point. But Arsenal's owner is a billionaire. He just doesn't choose to spend money. Spurs, they have money. Liverpool, they have money. Blah blah blah. So I just want to say this is the last time I'm going to talk about the Club World Cup because we're world champions. People are jealous. That's the end of it. But the fact is, do not use Roman Abramovich and the money aspect as a thing to criticise Chelsea because rival fans have billionaire owners. So just look at other things apart from the ownership because these club owners have money. Don't look at us. Simple.
All right. Yeah. No, it's a valid point, a great point. And like I said, that video is in the pinned comment. So if anybody wants to check it out, you're free to do so. Or you can just take it from my video list in my channel. Olu is asking for the link. Olu, I apologize, but I have a full house today. So we may put the link in towards the end of the stream. I mean, we are going to be streaming for a little bit longer. It's a long stream tonight. So I may put the link in towards the end of the stream. And guys, I will be doing varied content moving forward. I'll be doing streams as well as videos. So I'll be giving everyone an opportunity to enjoy the Blue Lounge. Some of you don't have time to spend watching these long streams, and some of you prefer to watch the video. So I'll give everyone a chance to enjoy some content on the Blue Lounge. Okay, lads, I'm going to open the debate to you guys. Chelsea, as it stands, are having a good or a bad season, and why do you think that is? I'm going to start by making my statement, and then I want to see your responses, and it's an open debate. I believe Chelsea are having a fantastic season on the back of winning the Champions League. We have qualified for the Super Cup, which we've won, qualified for the World Club Cup, which we've won, currently in one final, possibly we'll win that. If we don't, we've made it to a final. We're still in the Champions League, we're still in the FA Cup, and the season in regards to the Premier League title just got interesting tonight. So it's looking like a good season for me. I think Tuchel is doing a great job with the team. I think he is currently playing with one hand tied behind his back because he has lost his two key players in Reece James and Ben Chilwell, and he is still able to mould the team to perform in the way that he wants it to perform and grind out these results. So where do you guys stand on our season? And it's open to everyone.
I've been waiting to come in patiently, Mo.
Go ahead, Bobby.
I have to say, I want to follow on what Julius was saying, a bit of what Mo was saying. You see, a couple of you people come on and said, "Oh, it looks as if Tuchel, it almost sounds like he's making excuses," and this is where I alluded to the disingenuous nature of some of our fan base, because that's a very disingenuous thing to say. This man is not lying. He's not making excuses. He's saying statements of facts. We have key players injured, which if they were with any of our competitors, it will cause them very, very serious problems. But he's limping along without these key players. Now, both Max and Julius made very, very important points about the midfield. We know what our team is. We know our deficiencies. We know we have a £100 million pound striker who has deficiencies, but he has a record of scoring goals and he needs spoon feeding a bit. Now, with the midfield we have, it's going to be very difficult to do. And that's why come the summer, we need to take very, very serious attention into bringing someone in like Declan Rice, who is going to have that forward thrust that ability to penetrate from midfield that we don't really have now. The closest to that we have is Kovačić, but he's inaccurate in his final ball, maybe less so in his final pass. What Chelsea have been able to achieve through December right through to now is nothing short of a miracle. The deficiencies in midfield that we had was made up for by our wing-backs, Chilwell and James, who would not only overlap on the flanks, but they would come in through the middle. And that's why when they were on form, Chelsea played some of their best football vis-a-vis against Leicester earlier on towards the later end of last year, and certainly against Juventus in the Champions League. We as a fan base, as I said earlier, have to learn to appreciate where we are. All this over expectation. Yes, City dropped points after being with a manager who has been with their team for 6 years plus. And we're dealing with a man who's just starting and is doing well. He's still in the process of rebuilding and shaping a team to be in his own image, as it were. And just to put some reality check into the whole thing, these so-called great teams that some of our fan base are salivating over have still, many of them, certainly one of them in particular, not achieved what Chelsea has achieved in such a short space of time. I think we need to be grateful for where we are. We need to really be hopeful that we can maintain top four. I don't even talk about catching City. Yes, it's good for them to drop points. That's fine. It gives a bit of hope. But, I haven't got my eye there. My eye is on top four and winning more trophies, which we are well and truly capable of doing. But it really upsets me when Tuchel comes out and states facts. Yes, Cho's injured. Yes, Aspi's injured. Coupled with Chilwell and James and Mount, that gives us problems. And you think that is making up excuses? You take out 6 players from City or Liverpool and see how they'll perform.
I've been saying that for quite a while with the injuries. But so great points made by Bobby. Before the injuries, we were top of the league, and after those injuries, and a bit of luck as well, because you need a bit of luck. Refereeing decisions going your way. There was a point where Man City had everything going for them. We had, bad refereeing decisions going for against us. So there is that element as well. But again, I say the only thing what I would have liked us to have done, which both Bobby and Julius has said before, is had we had better preparation in the summer, then some of these points probably we were going to be talking about them. Putting the money for your Jules Koundé and somebody else in midfield would have been a bit more competitive. So I do think, although we've had those injuries, we need a big summer to be able to compete. Get it right in the window, and I think next season we can definitely compete. But for this season, remember, we were 30 points behind Man City last season. So we in hope that I was thinking that we could probably win the league, but being realistic, we still had a lot of catching up to do. Thomas Tuchel he's now evaluated the team. He's had a whole season now, which he can evaluate this team. So he'll know which players he wants to keep. He knows which players are not going to be good enough for this team, and that's why I said, the positives what I was hearing is right, and it's come from Matt Law saying that he's going to be backed in the summer. So hopefully he'll be giving the club a profile of player that he thinks can take us forward. If we get it right, then we're good to go next season.
Go on, Eric. You go first, mate. Go first.
Yeah, just to add to what Max was saying, I think if I was to give Chelsea a rating out of 10, maybe I would give Chelsea a 7. I think we're doing everything we're supposed to do without winning the league.
Eric, okay, you're talking about the season.
Yes, the
Right,
season
okay.
so far. Yeah.
Right.
So if we won all the cups we were involved in, okay, let's just maybe we exclude the Champions League. Maybe that would be like an 8 or a 9, right? I don't know. Obviously, if we win the Champions League again, that's a 10 out of 10, no matter what. But I think a big thing for me is we needed to close the gap. So the gap to Man City was, I think it was like 19 points. I think we got 67 points and City got 86. So it's about 19 points. So the gap isn't much, it's not reduced a lot. It's currently 13, right? So we don't know if it will increase.
I'm gonna put the league table from last season on the screen for you, Eric. So we finished on 67 points.
Yeah. So that's 19 points.
Yes.
Yeah. So
exactly. Yeah.
13 is not too different from 19, and we don't know if the gap will increase, right, between now and the end of the season. But hopefully the gap reduces, because for me, I didn't expect us to win the league, but I thought we would reduce the gap. And for me, that is it's an indictment on the recruitment and the planning of the club. If we spend all that money, over 2 seasons, over 2 summer windows, and we haven't closed the gap, right? So that's a big thing to consider. But apart from that, I think we're doing all right. We're in all the cups still. We're comfortably top 4. And I think, if we just take that out of the equation, I think that we're having a very good season, right? Well, especially because of the results. Maybe not so much with the performances. There have been way too many poor performances. Maybe we're, like Bobby was saying, maybe we're expecting too much of this team. That's probably a very fair point. We know that there are a few players who maybe shouldn't be playing for Chelsea. But I think that we're not... We have a high standard at Chelsea, right? So we expect certain results. We expect to be playing at a certain level. And you expect that when you spend so much money, you should improve a lot, right? The points tally since the transfer ban is almost the same, right? I don't think it's changed at all. So that's something that needs to be addressed. I think it's fair to say that. So I think in the summer we can hopefully, address these issues, and we can actually build a team, like Bobby was saying. So that's what we want to see.
So, Mo, to answer your question, mate, is the season good so far? Well, I think you've got to say, yeah. I think the current moment, yeah, I think we've done very well to be. Obviously, we won the Super Cup at the start of the season. We won the Club World Cup, and now we're in the League Cup final against Liverpool at the end of the month. So overall, in the position we're in, and plus we're still in the FA Cup, the Champions League, we're still in that. We can still easily win that. As for the Premier League, I know everyone's saying City drop points against Spurs, but if City bought all that, then I'll be very, very surprised. So in terms of the league, I just think focus on top 3, finishing in the top 3, I think would be the best thing for that. So yeah, overall, in this current moment we're in, Chelsea's season is good. But if we finish the season and all we've won is the Super Cup and the Club World Cup, then I don't know, mate. It will be a disappointing season. But in the current moment, when you're asking the question, I will say, we've done very well. To touch on Bobby's point at the start of the debate as well, when he mentioned in terms of Tuchel's, people mentioning Tuchel saying the mistake, I completely agree. No ways Tuchel making mistakes. You've got to take into consideration everything. You know what I mean? Injuries. At the start, when we had Reece James bench at will, without the countless injuries, we were top of the league. So Tuchel's not making mistakes. So the people that are saying Tuchel, is alluding to kind of making excuses. Come on, man. There's no way that's the case. So yeah, I completely agree with what Bobby said. So that's all I have to say on that.
All right. It's an interesting take from all of you guys in respect to where we are, how we're going to approach this, how we should look at it. But do you guys think that Chelsea have the ability to build on this? And when I say build on this, I mean in respect to the transfer window coming, in respect to where we are right now, and I am happy with what we've achieved. But I want to build on this, as in this season, I want to get another title. I want to get
100%.
FA Cup, Champions League, or the Carabao Cup. I want to get one of these. I want to get one more title. So I want to build. I want to one second, Pod. I want to build on this right now, because for me to be content with us, we've done great. But for me to be content here, then I would be unfair to my club, because I think we need to build on this in this season and next season. Next season, I want to see Thomas Tuchel being backed the way that we are expecting Abramovic to do it, because Abramovic, with all due respect, the man has been quick to put managers to the sword and sack them. He's done it. And, love it or hate it, that formula has worked, because Chelsea under Abramovich has been the most successful club in England during the period that he's been our owner. So, agree or disagree, it's worked for us. However, I believe that we can build a legacy with Thomas Tuchel. And Thomas Tuchel has done everything that's been required of him, apart from winning the Premier League. And, to be fair, the competition we have to win the Premier League is not only two very strong clubs, but two clubs with managers that have been backed by their clubs for a number of years, i.e. Klopp, i.e. Pep Guardiola. We need to do the same with Chelsea. We need to do the same with Tuchel. So I want to see that happen in January. And the way he's going to start doing that is by getting Tony Rudiger to sign a contract, because the more I see that man play, the more I'm in love with his presence on that pitch. How many centre-backs do what he does in respect to attacking and defending? I've not seen that for a while. I've not seen that since, I'll make this comparison. Since David Luiz. David Luiz would take that ball and he would run and he would take a shot and he would... Today he was pinging them balls across the field. David Luiz was playing tonight. Prime David Luiz. Okay, I want to see Thomas Tuchel backed. And the way we're going to see that is when we see Tony Rudiger. It's been announced that he has signed his contract, extended his contract with Chelsea Football Club. When I hear that, I know Thomas Tuchel is being backed. Put forward, take it away.
Yes. Before we change the topic, I just wanted to make my point on the season so far. I think at the beginning we all have to go back to the beginning of the season and remember our predictions. Everybody can be the hindsight champions. I'm as guilty as anybody else. Yeah. At the beginning, we all said we stand a very good chance of winning the title. We all probably put ourselves ahead of Liverpool and put ourselves ahead of Man United, which is proven true. So we need to hold ourselves to those standards, because injuries were always a possibility. If you didn't think they were a possibility, then I don't know what's going on in terms of the football you watch or whatever, because they can happen. It could happen to Chilwell and James, or it could happen to Loftus-Cheek and Kante or whatever. Sometimes that's just how the dice rolls. It can happen to your important players. Sometimes it's a side player. So in terms of when I look back at Chelsea season, 100%. I think now we're doing good, but it could within a month everything could change. Within a month we could be out. We could have lost the League Cup. We could be out the Champions League. It could be a very different picture. In terms of the standards for the club that Chelsea fans have. Like I said, I can't stress this enough. This is how these fans have been bred and raised. These fans are the monsters that the club created. It's not social media. It's not the young generation that doesn't know anything. It's not whatever. This is the fan base that the club has created. So if Roman decides to sack Tuchel next season, I want everybody to call him a spoiled fan who doesn't know what he's talking about, and why is he sacking the manager and holding to the same account? Because he's the one at the end of the day who's going to have the final say, not me, not you. not any of the fans. He's the one. And he's shown us in the past that, listen, it's either first or nowhere. You know, I'm only going to accept it for so long, and then eventually you're out the door. You know, so, and when you look at the level of investment that he's made, he's very well within his rights to expect that. You know, so my expectations for Chelsea going forward is always to be competitive as long as possible. You know, into March in pretty much all competitions, because we're just that level of club. But then at the same time, when we're talking about, we need to be patient and all of that, yeah, people have to remember these other two teams are going through a golden period with their managers. It's not going to be like before where teams slack off and then we're able to go from 10th to winning the title the next season. Yeah, if Guardiola and Klopp stay at their teams for the next 4 or 5 years, it's not going to get any easier. So you have to have those high standards, because that's the only way you're going to win those titles. You're going to have to be cracking 100 points. Those days where you like fluke a title or they implode and we just come out of nowhere and win. These clubs are run way too well for us to do that. So we have to be at our peak in everything we do. It has to be almost perfect. It's unfair, the toughest league in the world, but that's the situation we find ourselves in. You know?
Can I just make one point? Because I just need to go in a minute. All right. First of all, just on what you said, I can say that I did say that if the league is going to depend on injury. I said there wasn't a lot in between Chelsea, Man City, and Liverpool this season. And I said it's always going to depend on which side get the least injuries. What's going to decide it? Because I thought it was that close, and it would have been, I think, that close had it not been for the amount of injuries that we've had. Because we've had more than the other two, and so that has been that. So you have to include that into it. You have to factor that in. And as far as we've got to remember with Jurgen Klopp, everyone's sort of utilising over him, but he's won Liverpool under his tutelage. They've won 3 trophies. They've only won 3 trophies under him in 6-7 years. So that's not a great trophy haul, to be honest. You know, they are a good team. You know, but we've played them twice this year, and what we've seen this year, we haven't looked out of place in their company. You know, with 10 men at the ground, we still look like we could have won that particular game. Man City, I think with braver sorts of decisions by our coach, we could have got better results. But last season, we proved that we beat them 3 times last season. So we've proved that we can match them. We're the same company as them. You got to realise this Chelsea team this season, what's done us is the lack of goals that we've scored. We've only lost 3 games this season, and 2 of them were against Man City. You know, and if you look at the games we've lost, 2 against Man City. 1 was a freak goal in the last few minutes by the West Ham guy, Bissaka. What's his name? The defender, the left back. And so those are, Masuaka. Those are the only 3 times we've lost a game, but we've drawn too many. And the reason why we've drawn to those, you've got to look back at the Christmas period when we were without a lot of our attackers and on our 2 fullbacks, Reece James and Ben Chilwell, where we haven't converted those draws into wins. So it's fine margins, very fine margins this season. Okay, we haven't looked great, but we've still been getting results in a lot of those games, and that's a thing. I think if Thomas Tuchel can build on the defence, because we're still quite a hard team to break down. Our defence started to concede goals when the double pivot was out for a while, and that's when we started to leak goals. So we got if we can plug those fine margins, get them sorted. I don't think we've got nothing. I think next season there is a title.
Yeah. Max, I totally agree. But remember, they've already bought 2 attackers, 2 proper goal scoring attacks. They're going to make their attack even better. So they're not waiting while we were trying to fix our things to even get to it.
Let's worry about us, because we spend a lot of time worrying about other teams. I think I've got enough confidence in our team, if we get it right in the window, I've got enough confidence that we can compete with them. I've seen enough in this side to see that we can compete next season.
Exactly. I think what we do next season, it relies a lot on how the board plan. You know, we already know our targets in terms of players, and we know our targets in terms of the academy graduates coming back. I don't understand all this talk of, it's not like, a team that was 10th and we've never had a gimme when we've won the Premier League. Never. We've had to be on tip-top form to win it. And we know that. We know we're not quite ready. We're working towards it. Whether Man City, Liverpool, yada, 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 stand still, go forward or do cartwheels, that's their business. We know what to do to move ourselves forward. Tuchel needs to be backed. Yes, I believe he is being backed. I believe the Rudiger negotiations are slightly tricky because of the whole wage bill situation, but it's a bit of a flagship statement. If they pin him down, I think it'll make a lot of things fall into place. But that's down to the board, not Tuchel. We know who we need in the summer. We need the Tchouaménis of this world. We need the Rice of this world, and we certainly need Jules Koundé. Then we need to bring back Gallagher. We need to bring back Brozier, because Max was talking earlier about the mobility of the forward line. Well, with an attacker like Brozier in the midst, that certainly will have mobility, especially with Havertz. We have the makings of a very, very great team, but we got to give them time to be great. Yes, it'll be disappointing if between now and the end of the season we don't pick up some more trophies. Of course it will, especially the League Cup. Listen, I don't want to lose to Liverpool. I don't lose anything to Liverpool, not to mention a cup final. So we've got to go with that all guns blazing, and it will be disappointing if we don't win it. But it's not over. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, but it sounds like some UFO shit, man. The proper scary stuff. Try again, Bobby. Can you hear it? Can you talk?
I've stopped now, sir.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, I think.
All right.
Stop.
Yeah, go on, Pod.
I'm sorry. No, but I'm just saying that like back then it wasn't. What I'm saying is that so it's like when Conte comes in, the reason why it doesn't take 2-3 years of planning for him to go on to win the league is because back then the standard of the league was different. So you could have a season where 2 or 3 of the top teams are all going through transition. They've got new managers in.
What's it funny you're saying that? Back then, didn't Tuchel have Guardiola? Wasn't that Guardiola's first?
No. But that's what I'm saying. They were going through transition. Man City hadn't won the league for 2 years in a row at that point. So they weren't the
Chelsea
first.
are going through a transition now.
Our competitors are not. Our competitors are at the peak of their powers. That's what I'm saying. So we have to be pretty much perfect to catch them, which I believe we can do. But let's not fool ourselves about the task ahead. It's not a normal league we're in. If it were in the Spanish league, we might win it. When the German league, we might win it. If we're in the Italian league, we definitely win it.
I don't think there's any disagreements in what you're. I think everybody agrees with what you're saying, but for me, I don't know if it's easy to say Tuchel will get backed and Tuchel will be given time, but I'm hoping that's the case. I think we all hope that's the case. I think he's safe for the rest of this season. But moving on, we know what could happen. We know this is Chelsea, so we can't pretend like him getting sacked is not very realistic. So let's just take it a step at a time and see what happens.
All right. I wanna address the point that Tuchel was asked in the press conference today, and it was about the quality of football. Do you guys think that football is being diluted because of the amount of games that are being played during the season? Are we playing too many competitions? Are these competitions getting bigger and bigger and bigger? And we all know the Club World Cup apparently is going to be expanded. The Champions League may be expanded. The World Cup may be expanded. We're seeing all these European Conference League, There's a whole bunch of international tournaments being introduced. I know money is important. I know, this is an entertainment business, but we want to be entertained by watching the best footballers performing at the highest level. Are we actually going to see that if all these competitions are expanded? Do you guys think it really matters? What is your opinion?
I think it does, Mo.
Go on, Bobby.
It's really scary that the greed of the football authorities is making them flog these guys to death, especially the top players. We already play too many internationals, far too many. We have club competitions. The Champions League has already been expanded, I think, twice, if I remember correctly.
This year, new format this year.
And now they've got this sort of European conference nonsense. Club World Cup, I don't have anything against it because that is just the champions from every continent and has been like that for the past 20 years. But this, making the World Cup every 2 years, expanding the Club World Cup, I mean, how much is enough? This is the scary side of it. And they will still want these top players to play week in, week out. I mean, look how merciless they were during this COVID and December period in the Premier League. I thought that was bordering on the inhumane. We only have 3 subs, and yet we expect these guys to come out every week and give tip-top A1 performances. There's a human rights issue here as well as a greed issue, and it's something we should all be concerned about, honestly.
To say in regards to the question that was asked, Tuchel hit the nail on the head. Tuchel said that he would prefer to have quality over quantity, and I think we can all agree with that. I mean, the talk of the World Cup, and the first excuse they said was player welfare. No, you're flooding it. There's too many games. Too many players are playing too many games, and players are getting injured left, right, centre. They've changed the format for the Champions League this year. They've introduced the Europa Conference League. Why? You've got the Europa League and the Champions League. If you're not good enough to get into those 2 competitions, you're not good enough. And try and expand on that. They were talking about scrapping the League Cup, right? Because of the other competitions. Now, for me, right, growing up, the 2 main competitions, and I'm 21, so growing up, the 2 main competitions, Premier League, Champions League. But for me, I can understand the value that those trophies hold in regards to English football, because it is a trophy at the end of the day, and you want to win it. So all that expanding the Club World Cup, why? Honestly, what's the need? Obviously, there's only one reason, and it's money. And it's getting to the point where football's getting run like a business instead of a sport. So overall, Mo, to answer your question, and the journalist question, which was too many games. Look, what's the need? What is the need? Money's the need, but do we really need it? Do we really need it? Do we really need it? No, we don't. So what's the point? It's a joke.
I think there are 2 sides to this, because
the players don't need it. That's for sure.
There are 2. The players don't need it, but I think there are 2 sides to this because, for example, Chelsea, we are a huge club, right? We are a massive club. We are a club who wants to win everything we are involved in, right? And the fact that we've been, involved in all these competitions, including the extra things as a result of winning the Champions League, means that we have to play a lot more games than a lot of other teams, right? So, there's a thing of, okay, yes, there's too many games, but at the same time, this is the price of being a great club, right? It's the price of trying to achieve great things. You're involved in a lot more competitions, which is why you have to try and plan, for the future. You have to try and set up your squad to be able to, challenge on multiple fronts. That's what Man City tries to do every season, which is why they, Pep rotates and, tries to fit the squad in a way that he's able to spread, the workload and things like this. So there are two sides to it. I think, it's fair to say that the games already are too many, but then, that's like I said, when you're trying to win multiple trophies in the same season, you play a lot of games. And obviously, another part of it is it's not right, but the players are the main beneficiary of the money in football, right? And the games are a result of the money as well. So that's the main reason why the games keep increasing. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying the players, getting paid so much money makes up for the fact that they're being run into the ground and having to play all these games. But that is the reason, right? That's how it's. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. So I don't think it's going to change. I think it's going to get worse. And for Tuchel, yes, you can complain about it, but at the same time, you want to be involved, don't you? You want to be involved in all these competitions. You don't want to say, oh, you know what? Because we might play too many games, therefore we'll tank this trophy, this possible trophy. We'll tank that possible competition. We still try to win everything because that's what we want to do. That's big clubs try to win everything. So I think there's just a little bit of there are two sides to this thing.
All right, cheers, Eric. Listen, I have put the link in the chat. We will be taking calls from the people in the chat. I have 2 people in here already. Am I full? 1, 3. All right, so we're able to take more people in. So if you want to jump on and give us your thoughts and opinions, click on the link and you're welcome to do so. Also, 135 likes. Let's try to get 200 likes tonight. If you haven't hit the like button, do me a favor and hit the like button. Let me hear from Olu. Olu, welcome to the stream. What do you want to tell us today, mate?
Hi, Mo. How you doing?
Doing good. Welcome. It's been a while.
Good. Yeah, I know. Hello, everyone on the panel. I just wanted to come online just to, make contributions with regard on Chelsea performance today and, with the overall conversation you all are having on the team as well.
Sure.
So with regard in today's game, it's a London derby. Pretty much expected it was going to be a tough game. Especially we're playing against London rival. After winning just the Club World Cup trophy, which is great for the club. Another trophy for the team, for Tuchel and the boys. I think for the game itself, first half was okay. We did play good, but I did find a bit of problem, just like everyone on the panel, did identify a couple of players and when played on their natural position. People like Pulisic, Malan Sarr. So we had limitation, which regarding getting the best from them. And also that limited the way the team could support Lukaku and the attackers as well. Having said that, I had a problem, getting to the second half as well. That's why if you notice, we really struggled from the second half, till when we scored, was a struggle to the end, to be honest. My biggest problem was the coach itself. It's my first time and really being critical of Tuchel. That doesn't take away his great job. It's been fantastic for Chelsea, but I don't know if you see this as well. When things aren't going great, he tends to hesitate to making, the next move. If you're gonna make a move, which you got a tactical move which will influence the game, then you make a sub. I think it took a while for him to impact the game with a sub. You could see we were struggling in midfield. Kovačić, not Kovačić, my bad. Jorginho and Kante, great players. You can call them legend, whatever you want to call them. But the reality about these two players is they lack that creativity we are looking for from that position to support the team going forward. I'm going to give you a player like Fabregas. Fabregas was excellent in that position. He could play deep, and also he has the vision to support the team going forward. But I feel for Kante and Jorginho, they tend to struggle when it comes to moving the ball, transitioning the ball from midfield to the forward. It's a problem, and we need to address that. The only guy for me who can do greats there is Kovacic and a little bit of Loftus-Cheek. But Loftus-Cheek for me has been struggling as well. So we have a problem, going forward to the next season. We need to fix that problem as well. I know a lot of people keep talking about Declan Rice. Yes, Declan Rice is great, but we need a midfielder who can connect the midfield and the attacking option as well. So for me, I don't know how we're going to do it. Either Kante or Jorginho. I don't know. Either one of them has to leave. I don't know, but I'm not being negative, but it's just reality. And so that's just my overall take. And for Hakim Ziyech, I've been very critical about him as well over the past. If you do remember, I did question his ability, but I'm glad he finally came through. He's delivering. We've seen his quality, and I'm very excited for him. And I know the team's going to get better going forward, but I believe we still need to improve on our attacking style. We're not playing great football, and it's not sustainable. We have to be realistic. We're not playing great. We labor and we struggle to score just a goal. I was watching Liverpool's team. Liverpool scores for fun. We don't, I don't know why some people don't see this. A team like Southampton, not a big club when it comes to, the big six, they play good football and they score goals. Why can't we play just like that? Is it difficult to ask from Tuchel, from the boys? They can do better. They can do better, and we keep giving excuses for these guys. They get a lot of money, they pay them a lot. And I think it's their turn to also, return the favor back to the club and also put in good shifts. Lukaku, for me, his touch as well, or rather, his performance today, it's shambolic. I like Lukaku, but that's not good enough. Unacceptable. I don't know if you watched Tottenham against Man City. Harry Kane wasn't giving support. He wasn't getting support. But man scored 2 goals all by himself. What do you have to say about that? We need to stop protecting our players. We call it out as it is. When they do well, we give them the credit, and when they don't do well, we got to criticize them. They're not doing enough, and that's why you see our forward line and performing. There's a problem. It's not just this season. Last season it was there. This season is there. If we don't fix it, it's going to be there next season. That's all I just want to say. Thank you.
Olu, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciate your feedback and your insight. We definitely have to address certain situations, but at the same time, we also have to look at the injuries that we are currently carrying. Lukaku does need to do more. He definitely does, and we can support him. We can back him. But I agree. When a player doesn't perform, we all have the right to criticize. Olu, thank you very much. Much appreciate your insight, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care, my brother.
Have a good one, guys.
Take care. Have a good one. All right, let me hear from J25. Before I bring on J25, I just want to check something. Yeah, you guys won 3-1. All right, so you're happy. All right, J25, welcome to the stream. A Liverpool fan who also supports the Blue Lounge. So, they do exist. So, big up to J25. Let me hear your thoughts on the game today.
Well, I haven't watched the Chelsea and Crystal Palace game, but I've just watched the last goal by Ziyech. I mean, to be fair, I just want to ask a question. Now that Tottenham have won against Man City, do you guys think, obviously Liverpool will be in the title race, would you guys think you would be in the title race also?
Good question. I think you guys are still in the title race purely for the fact that you still have a game against Man City. So it's in your hands. If you were to beat Man City, the title race will be wide open between you guys. Whether or not we're still in the title race, I don't personally think we are. Never say never. And it could pan out differently because 12 games left, 10-point gap between us and Man City. It's difficult, but we'll see. But I think that you guys are definitely still in with a shout.
Yeah, that's what. And I think that about Harry Kane. I mean, he was scoring 2 goals. So, would you take him also in Chelsea, rather than Lukaku in this point?
Yes.
100%. 100%.
It's not worth talking about it because we will never get Hurricane.
Yeah.
So
It would never
I
happen.
would rather have Diego
Never.
Costa.
We discussed that. We discussed that in the last transfer window because we did actually want to bring in Harry Kane, especially when it was clear that he wasn't happy at Tottenham. But a transfer from Tottenham to Chelsea would take a miracle for it to happen. So
Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
Big issue.
Yeah. J25, thank you for your questions, mate. Always a pleasure to have you on. And if there's any Liverpool fans in watching, J25 has his own channel. It's a Liverpool fan channel. So if you want to go support his channel, go ahead and click on his name in the chat and go ahead and subscribe to him. J25, always a pleasure having you on, my man. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna just close the lines. 1 second, people. Chat. Remove. All right. We have about 10-15 minutes left on the stream. Let me get some final thoughts. Oh, by the way, guys, I am gonna stream in the next couple of days. I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow because this is really hurting me. And today, I was hoping to do a 3-hour plus stream, but it's really, really becoming painful. So, may have a stream tomorrow, may not. I'll let you guys know. Follow me on Twitter to get updated. Follow me on Instagram to get updated. I want to get some final thoughts. Let me hear it from you guys. Whoever wants to go first, go right ahead. Give me your final thoughts on the game today and moving forward in the season.
Can I just go first? Because I want to watch the Amir Khan fight.
Yeah, go on, Bobby. By the way, Bobby, who did it?
Wait. When is the fight?
Half 10.
Half 10. Khan and
half 10.
Yeah. Amir Khan's going to win.
Do you guys want to do a watch along?
Yeah, why not? I'm a fight fan.
Yeah, me too.
I think Khan's gonna lose, man.
Really?
All
Do you know it's up in the air? It's worth a watch along. It's that unpredictable, to be honest.
Amir Khan, round 7.
All right. Half 10, yeah? Half 10.
Half 10, yeah. It should be half 10.
In an hour.
It depends on how quickly the supporting fights finish.
Yeah, the undercard.
Yeah. All right, I'll tell you what, lads.
10.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up quickly so then I can set up another stream. And we'll do a watch along for the Amir Khan fight. Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
My final thoughts, please. I mean, listen, I'm such a Chelsea fan that it's outrageous. I love my club. I'm appreciative of what we've done. I've supported Chelsea since 1970 when I was a little boy, 4 years old. And I've never looked back. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right now, we're living in the good. Yes, there's a lot of work to do. We know that. We know there are issues up front, of course. But we also know that we've got injuries. We started off a season with poor planning, and we're hoping that we'll be able to put this right. I think we've got the best manager in the world, personally. I think we have to back this man. We have to keep this man. We have to give this man time. Does he always get it right? Of course not. Nobody's 100%. But he gets it more right than he does wrong. Mo pointed out something, or was it Max? I can't remember which of the two. That this season we've only lost three games. It's remarkable to think that when you think of all the criticism we get.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's actually 4 across all competitions.
Yeah, I mean that
Juventus. Just add Juventus and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's remarkable. We're on track for something. I mean I don't have my mind on the Premier League. I'm having my mind on other cups. I'm dreaming of a back-to-back Champions League. I think that would just send me crazy. I mean, the first two times, it sent me into delirium enough. To do a back-to-back, oh my God, I don't even want to think about it. But it's possible. We've got to be hopeful. We've got to be hopeful both for this season and for next.
Spot on, Bobby. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Okay, so can I go first?
Go on, Chris.
And then
Yeah.
So basically, look, to summarise the performance in the situation we're in. Look, the performance today, it wasn't the best, but you know what? We need to look at the bigger picture. The best thing was we got the 3 points and we move on. Do performances need to improve? Yes. Are we in a good position for more trophies? Yes. Will we win them? I think we win the League Cup, and I think we win another trophy. It's a toss-up between the FA Cup and the Champions League for me. The Champions League for me, we've been there, done that. So that's the confidence on our side compared to other teams that are in the competition and not won it. So we've got that confidence on our side. In regards to, I'm 21, right? So I've been supporting Chelsea when we've been fantastic, right? So my respect goes so far, goes out the sky for me in terms of the fans that have grown up in the 70s, the 80s, when Chelsea got bought for £1 from Ken Bates. And then, I mean, to think about that in this situation we're in now is mad. So my respect for all Chelsea supporters is massive. It's massive. So, yeah, I mean, we are in a very good position. I mean, 3 losses, and then obviously we had the Juventus loss, which for me, Kezia scored a lucky goal. I'm just going to say that he scored a lucky goal. But overall, we're not in a crisis. People keep mentioning the word crisis and that. Oh, what are we going to do? Look, just be. I don't want to say be happy because that sounds a bit patronising, but just focus on the good things, because the bad things, is it really that bad? I don't know. It's a bit mad, but come on, Amir Khan, come on, mate. Let's do it.
Yeah, no. Listen, we've got to be positive. I mean, if we've won 2 cups already, 1 European, 1 international, and we're 3rd in the league, and we can't be positive, there's something wrong.
Exactly. Imagine being an Arsenal fan.
Yeah. Big up, Chris. All right, who wants to go next? Okay, who wants to go last?
I'll go next.
Go on, Shatan.
I mean, look, I'm as happy as I can be. We didn't lose today. We didn't drop any points. We are on track. We have to give Tommy what he wants, but it all turns out to be what's the waiting period for Tommy Tuchel to get what he wants. We can't expect him to have a complete turnaround by next season and expect us to be clearing house with players that we already have. It's going to be difficult because before we can bring in players, we have to get rid of some players, and some players may not be willing to go, and some players may not be in the market for what we want to sell them for. So we just have to take it what we have. We have players that we don't want, but we have players that we have bought already, so we have to stick with them. As long as we're competing for trophies, that's all that matters for me. But I do want to win the league. I do want to win the Premier League. That's a trophy I want us to carry again and again. But if we go back to back on Champions Leagues, I think for me that surpasses winning a Premier League for at least this year and next year. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, he's doing what he came here to do, to compete. And he said we have to close the gap between City and us. And Eric Blue may think that 13 from 19 is not big, but in the eyes of many like myself, that is closing a gap. A gap is a gap, no matter how big or small the gap is, it's still a gap.
Well, let's wait till the season ends before we.
Yeah, I'm speaking as for now. Yeah, to say that as for now, 19 to 13, I'm okay with that. That's closing the gap like he came here and said that he was going to do. As long as we can find depth within our squad and not rely on just the likes of Chilwell and Reece James that people point at as to be reasons for our slacking and our drop in points. I understand they're a big loss to our squad, but that shouldn't be the reason why we go from first to third anymore. So I think we just need to learn our lessons. And Marina Granovkaia, she'll get it right. I trust that she knows what her job is and what she has to do. And bringing a sporting director.
She doesn't really have much to do when it comes to Sorry, Showtime. Showtime, I think you're watching it on YouTube. Don't watch it on YouTube. Watch it on StreamYard, because I'm getting an echo whenever I'm talking at the same time as you. Marina Granovkaia, she may actually be getting someone to help her. This guy called Roman Plains, ex-Barcelona, we talked about in the stream earlier. So I think Marina Granovkaia is going to get more in respect to her staffing. So hopefully she'll be able to do a better job in regards to the transfer window coming. But when it comes to the pitch, it's all about Tuchel. It's all about him and his tactics and his strategy systems. And I agree. You know, people are starting to criticize certain decisions, and they're right to do so. You know, he's not always going to be 100%. He's a human being, so he'll make a mistake here and there. But generally, I think he's doing a fantastic job for Chelsea. Showtime, big up to you. I need to get through the next two before we sign out. Emir Khan fight. I'm looking to do a stream. So just make sure you've subscribed to the channel if you want to get the notification, because I might not. It depends on a couple of things, but hopefully I'll be streaming later on tonight the Emir Khan fight. Showtime, big up to you. Thank you very much. I'll leave Eric last. Then we go to Podfather. Podfather, final thoughts, mate. Podfather might not be here. Let me go to Eric. Eric, final thoughts, mate.
Yeah, final thoughts are good results. 3 more points. 50 points out of 24 games or 25 games. Not bad, but not enough for a title. Probably not enough to close the gap, but we'll have to wait and see. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see for the rest of the season. I think we will beat Liverpool in the final. I really do. So that's another cup. Maybe FA Cup as well. I'm not too sure about that one. You know, if we get to a third final in a row and we don't win, I might pull all my hair out. I don't know. But hopefully if we get to the final, we'll actually win this time. Because 3 finals in a row is it's a lot. So let's see what happens for the rest of the season. I think the football, yeah, look, I think I should just overlook. Sometimes I feel as if it would be better if I was one of these fans, right? So if I was watching Chelsea when they were a mid-table team, you know, all those years ago, and when Chelsea were, you know, languishing in the, you know, in mediocrity, shall we say, you know, in the 70s and in the 80s. Even though we won a few trophies in the 70s, I think. But maybe if I was a very old, let's not say old, if I was a long-time Chelsea fan, it would be a better, you know, I'll be able to deal with these kind of negative situations better, but it is what it is. I just have to overlook the performances and just focus on the results. And but what I'm looking forward to the most is the cup competitions. And we already had the one I wanted the most, so no matter what happens for the rest of the season, it's a positive thing. So that's it. I think 7 out of 10, no matter what. And let's see what happens.
Yeah, spot on, Eric. The Club World Cup was a trophy, was a tournament that I really wanted to win this season as well. So I'm glad we've done that. I'm happy that we've done that, and I feel that we still have a trophy or two in us this season. So let's see what happens. And to be fair, there isn't many clubs that have won 2 trophies in a season and can say they feel there's 1 or 2 more trophies in them this season. So you know, this is who we are. This is Chelsea. So big up, Eric. Thank you for coming on, Eric. Hopefully, I'll see you more regularly moving forward.
Yes, that's the plan. That's the plan. Hopefully, maybe I'll come for the boxing. I'm not even too sure if I'll watch it, but we'll see. Yeah, thanks for having me again.
No, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. No, I'm the boxing. I'm looking to do the watch along, but I'll have to find the link first because I don't have one. So I'll I'll talk to you guys in a private chat, see if anyone's got a link for the boxing, and then we can just share it. All right, Eric, thank you very much, brother. I'll see you again. Take care, brother. Have a good night.
Take care.
Cheers, Eric. Cheers. All right, guys, enjoyed that stream. I really did enjoy that stream. 138 likes. If you guys can get it to 50, 12 more likes, I'll get it to 150. That would be nice. If you haven't subscribe. I would really, really appreciate that. Chelsea are marching on. Another 3 points. Yes, not the best game, but we won. Big up to everyone who's taken part in the stream. Big up to everyone who's taken part in the chat. And it's been a good evening, a good night. So I'll see you guys on my next stream. It might be in 40 minutes. We'll have to see. Have a good night. Take care and peace.